you were actually ready to come back before WrestleMania 20. Can you talk about that? Like, so you're out for over a year, you had a lot of momentum, and then you're out, and then you're ready to come back. What's the thought process?
Yeah, before I got injured, I really felt like I was firing on all cylinders. I was wrestling Kurt Angle and having those series of matches, wrestling Eddie Guerrero, having those series of matches. Ray and I are having the tag team match against, Benoit and Angle at I think it was No Mercy, that I still have people ask me about. And kind of that whole series, I teamed with Hogan, I'm working Jericho, really, really kind of in the pocket and the groove of where I needed to be. Paul Heyman said, I want you to be my Sting. I felt like that was happening. I really did. And then we get the news about my neck. So you get the double fusion, and, I figure, okay, when I come back, right where I left off, cool. And the audience didn't want that. And I got put on Raw, which initially I wanted to go back to SmackDown. I didn't want to go to Raw because I never really liked the feel on Raw. I liked the feel on SmackDown.
Scott Steiner was still on Raw.
Yes. And I just remember thinking, I don't know about that. And then I came back and I just felt like the audience, they weren't there the way they were. And I don't know if it was a Raw SmackDown difference. I don't know if it was just that timing. And when it really, really hit home and was solidified for me was my first time going back to my hometown, going back to Toronto. Haven't been there in, just about 2 years, coming back from Spinal Fusion. I'm the Intercontinental Champion. I'm the hometown boy. I'm wrestling Chris Jericho and Batista in a triple threat match. And I walked out and they booed. And I went, you sons of bitches. This is my hometown and you're booing me. Not only are you're not cheering me, but you're actually booing me. So I went, okay. I got to the back and I said, we got to make a change. I got to turn heel. And that's what they want to see. They're tired of seeing this edge. We need to give them a reason to boo now. And from there, then it was, I needed something to bite into in terms of, some form of reality in this. And that made me angry. So I thought I'll use that. And I'll use that anger and channel it toward the character and have this character be absolutely obsessed with winning the world title. Because at that point, it was the only thing like I felt like I hadn't done. So that became, kind of the driving force behind kind of the psychotic edge character, which eventually it led to, you remember those pay-per-views, Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday, the ones where they would vote as to who would be put in certain matches. The voting was legitimate. And we had, I believe it was Taboo Tuesday, and it was going to be 3 people that were voted on to face Triple H for the heavyweight title. It was Chris Benoit, it was me, and it was Shawn Michaels. He could barely work, but he's a babyface. I'm a heel. Benoit's a babyface. So I was like, oh man. It turns out that if I had won the voting that night, I would have won the world title. Shawn won with 51%. And I was like 2% behind. I just thought, son of a bitch. Okay, just it further fueled the character. And I thought, okay, right. It put a bigger chip on my shoulder, and it just made me want to get there, and try and prove it. And that was really what that whole incarnation of the Edge character, pre-rated R, was all about.